Hi, Jeremy Cordeaux in the Court of Public Opinion. I'm just on air here to let you know that we'll be live streaming the Court of Public Opinion every Friday between 9 o'clock and 12 on jeremycordeaux.com. Please join us. We'd love to have you.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and gays.
From gutters to gay bars and everywhere in between.
Here to finish off your Tuesday, it's your three besties, two brunettes and a gay.
Hello,
Hola.
everybody. Welcome back to your Two Brunettes and a Gay Tuesday. You are here with Celeste.
And konnichiwa, it's Aaron.
Aaron is back from Japan, and our dear brunette Deanna is joining us live from the Gold Coast. Deanna, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Beautifully.
It's good to have Aaron back in the studio. We got one back.
I know. She left as soon as I got back.
We got one back and we got rid of another one.
I'm starting to feel this.
Yes, sorry. I needed another week off from you.
The few weeks that we had away from you, Aaron, just wasn't quite enough for Deanna. She had to pack herself all the way to Queensland and go and get sick on us.
Oh, yeah, see, all this fear and, worry while I'm away has made her very ill.
Deanna, how you feeling? You're not feeling the best.
I have been hit with one of those flus that you just don't want to get hit with. Like, it has knocked me out for a couple of days and it's not getting better anytime soon.
Well, you sound fabulous.
No.
You don't look it.
Loving that raspiness in your voice. Well, you're going to join us for a little while. We'll see how you're feeling. But Aaron returned from Japan.
I'm back, baby.
You're back, baby.
Yeah.
Are you excited to be home? No, not really.
You know what? It was a big holiday where I felt like I got a lot in, so I felt like I had enough time off. You know, like some holidays you go on, it's like 2 weeks away, and you feel like you haven't disconnected properly.
Yes.
So you come back and you're like, I need longer. I need another holiday. This, I felt like I had a good break. But it was an on-the-go holiday, which was, we were travelling multiple cities, multiple destinations all the time. So I do kind of feel like I need a holiday from the holiday, but just today I booked my Christmas leave.
Oh, I bet your work was really happy with you. Wasn't today your first day back?
First day back.
And you were like, listen, I'm already taking another break.
Yeah, see, next month it's like, I'll see you in a few weeks.
That's fantastic. But
Great.
Japan wasn't the only place you headed, right?
No. So we did a bit of a detour, as you know, because as everyone is aware, I'm the biggest Madonna fan on earth. Love Madonna, love Queen Madge. And because of her tour, I thought, look, this might be the last opportunity to see her again live.
Yeah.
We don't know how much longer she's going to be able to tour for. So I thought, let's do something special. And I said to Mark, look, what is the closest destination to Japan that Madonna is touring around the same time? So the closest destination was, of course, Barcelona.
That was the closest?
That was the closest. And as one does, I thought, well, you know what? Let's just splurge, stuff it. Let's go see Madonna in Barcelona for a week. And I tell you, it was the best thing we ever did.
Best decision you've ever made.
Best decision we ever made.
Well, I'm sure there is plenty of stories for us from your travels abroad that we just can't wait to hear. And our listeners probably are just equally as eager to hear your travel tales.
Oh, yeah.
But as we always like to do to start off our show, at the head of our show, the days of today.
I've missed this.
I know, I've missed it too while you were away, but I thought I can't not tune in no matter how sick I am and not do the days of today because it's like the best part of the show, I reckon.
It's quite a bit of fun. So what have we got? What have we got
Look,
today?
I mean, it's questionable. It's questionable. Okay, today, you guys are going to love this one.
Okay.
Well, it's Tuesday. If you're listening on the podcast, this is Tuesday, the 14th of November.
Yeah.
It is National Spicy Guacamole Day.
Woo! Ole.
Ole! And
Love
I just
that.
got back from Barcelona where
I
they have the
know.
spiciest of guacamole.
Did you have plenty of guac and chips?
Oh, I did. And sangria.
Not just guacamole, but spicy guacamole.
Look, I'll drop the spicy if it was up to me. I'm not too into the spicy, but I love a bit of guac.
Oh, we all love a bit of guac.
Love it. Deanna, what's next?
It's National Pickle Day.
Not into it.
National Pickle Me Day.
Just pickle. Just if you like some pickles. We've also got...
Did you used to pick the pickles off your cheeseburgers back in the day?
Yes.
I just want to know,
also,
you're that type of girl. Okay, see, I never did. I always loved a good pickle.
Nah.
And now
I don't know why I didn't like them. I think I was just told I wouldn't. I think I was just probably told by my parents, you're not going to like those, so take them out. And so I did. And I don't think I've ever actually tried one. And it's just like I've just made that assumption.
They're great in a burger. I don't think I'd eat them by themselves.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm the same. As I've gotten older, I'll eat them in the burger now, but not on their own yet. No. But Mum definitely used to tell us that pickles were gross, Celeste. I reckon you're right. I reckon I just never tried it.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's also National Operating Room Nurse Day.
Oh, it's very specific.
Here's to all of the operating room nurses that are there making the surgeries happen. You know, okay, doctors, we appreciate you. Aaron and I ourselves are shit doctors.
We are.
Right, but the nurses, the Deannas, the operating room nurses, the ones that make it happen.
Yeah. Forget you just your enrolled nurses. We don't care about them today. We care about the operating room
Yeah, not
nurses.
your registered nurses. No, who are you?
Not your day today.
Operating room nurses. This one's for you.
And they won't hear this because they'll be operating. So they won't hear this until the podcast.
Yeah, well, they'll hear it on the replay whenever they want to listen.
And I like this next one. It's Loosen Up, Lighten Up Day.
I'm into that.
Oh, I love that. Loosen up, lighten up. That's a great catchphrase. That should be our new slogan here.
Loosen up, lighten up.
Loosen up, lighten up on Tuesdays with 2 brunettes and a gay.
Love that.
There you go. There's the promo.
To finish it off, we've got National Children's Day.
Oh,
bless.
Aaron, one for you.
Oh, shut up, Celeste.
Well, we've got plenty more coming for you in this show. We are very happy to be here on this Tuesday, and we have plenty of Aaron travel tales, so stay tuned because we're going to hear all about Aaron's business class adventures.
Business class
right
adventures.
After the break.
Well, just before the break, we were talking about my fabulous trip away, and I have returned. Yes, I'm here in the land of little old Adelaide, far, far away from beautiful Japan. Now, what a trip, Celeste. The only thing that needs a holiday is my liver. But
that doesn't surprise me because I'm not going to lie. I feel like the main thing that I saw, Aaron, was the good old the cheers, the drinks.
Yep.
I don't know. Okay,
I didn't
don't
do any
know how
boomerangs,
many
actually.
champagnes you went through, but if I was keeping count, my estimate would be somewhere around the 357 mark.
Actually, do you know what? You're overestimating that.
Really?
You are, because look, Japan is not known for champagne.
No, I wouldn't be.
So the time that I had in Japan, we actually were drinking a lot of beer.
I was going to say beer. Beer
was the number one. And I have to tell you this is the best thing about Japan. You go to Japan, they've got the 7-Elevens over there, right? Mm-hmm. So their 7-Elevens have these, they're amazing. They're not like our little convenience stores. They have hot food, they have fresh bread, they've got all these amazing treats and every drink you could think of. They also include alcohol.
Love that. Yeah, Europe, so the same.
Why do we have to separate? We don't need to separate the alcohol from the food.
In Europe, you can get alcohol on the street from like a street vendor.
It's a vendor.
Vendor.
A vendor.
You can get it anywhere. Let's get on that.
It's the best. I think we should make that move here in Australia. But the 7-Elevens, so you could get beer. And so the greatest thing was you could get these huge supersized cans of beer for literally $2. So the great part was that Mark and I would be like, okay, so where's our Shinkansen taking us today? Okay, we've got a 2-hour journey on the Shinkansen, which is the bullet train.
Okay.
Fabulous bullet train. And you can have BYO on there. So we're like, okay, well, let's go to the 7-Eleven at the terminal and we'll stock up. How many beers do we need for the 2-hour journey? Okay, we need a couple here, a couple there. Right. So you'd know, it'd be like, okay, we need probably 4 beers for this journey.
So you're taking an esky with you?
No, because we're drinking them pretty quickly. Don't need an esky.
You weren't even on the train by the time you'd finished them.
But Japan was amazing, and it was such a great trip. Barcelona was amazing too. But the thing I have to really talk about today that really blew me away, and it was the first time I'd ever done it in so many journeys. the old business class.
Yeah. You thought you were so bougie with your business class Instagram stories.
I was bougie, thank you very much. But you know what? Us Aussies are very unlucky. We have to travel a journey and a bloody half.
Look, business class is the only way to go when you have to travel anywhere international from Australia.
And given the fact that coming back from Barcelona, we had 2 8-hour stopovers.
Yep.
One in Doha,
Yep.
one in Singapore. So one of the benefits though was that we got access to the business class lounge.
Mm-hmm.
Fabulous. Not a good idea for Mark and I, who drank them out of champagne. But
They had nothing left.
actually, I have to tell you, one of the flights on the way back, Mark and I said, can we have another glass of champagne? They said, we're out.
No.
And she goes, the only thing we've got left is the rosé champagne. I said, yeah, pop that open, why not? Yeah, it didn't really taste that great. But we drank them out. But the best thing about business class, so there's so many benefits, right?
Yeah.
And for those that haven't been in business class, I just want to try and get you converted.
Okay.
Because it is worth the money it goes for.
But this is what I'm going to ask. Do you think that people need the converting, or do you think everyone wants to fly business class? They perhaps just can't afford it.
Well, that's a very good point. But this hopefully will motivate you more to save for business class, right? So first of all,
hustle, grind.
Let's start right from the beginning.
Okay.
The airport. Right. So we had to check in our bags, of course. Take 2 huge suitcases.
How much do you get in how many kilos?
So you get, I think it's a maximum of 80 between the 2 bags or whatever it is. So I think mine was only 24 kilos by the end. So I was doing pretty well.
80 kilos between both of you, or 80 kilos each?
Between both of us.
Oh, I thought you meant 80 kilos each.
Oh, God, no.
I was thinking, Jesus,
No.
what are you taking?
What are you taking? What are you bringing back? You can't bring back any wood.
Jesus.
But the great thing is, so we were at the airport first thing in the morning. We had a morning flight. We walked directly past this massive line to check in the luggage.
Yep.
And we're like, and everyone's giving us daggers like, you bastards. Walk to the front of the line, check in straight away, go to the lounge, have a drink. We get on the flight. So this is the great thing. Instead of, actually, I wind it back a step. You go through security. Mm-hmm. You don't have to line up with the plebs in regular security.
Yeah, you're not with the commoners.
You're not with the commoners. You're not with the great unwashed. You walk directly to the front. You walk directly to the front of that security line, and you go through, and you're like, I have not a worry in the world. My flight's still 2 hours away, but I can now go to the lounge and drink.
Do you feel like people are just like staring at you, just like, ugh?
So many stares.
And you're loving it, right?
So much ill will
Love
towards
that.
Mark and I, which was fantastic.
Love that for you.
The next best thing. So again, priority line to get onto the plane. So they board business customers first.
Yep.
So get on the plane, don't have to worry about that. You get on the plane, you sit down. You can actually move your legs. You can stretch your legs already. And this is like, oh my God, I don't have to sit cramped already. I can stretch my legs. And then the best part, they come up and say, hello, Mr. Collis. Welcome aboard. Can I get you a refreshment drink or a champagne? The answer's always champagne.
By the last flight, were they already like, you're regular?
No.
Same as usual?
It was funny. By the last flight, I actually asked for a mimosa, and the lady comes up. She goes, do you know what? That must be the national drink of choice in Australia. Every Australian in business class always orders a mimosa on this flight. I was like, yeah,
Makes you feel better about drinking at breakfast time.
I've got the vitamins as well as the alcohol.
Exactly.
So it kind of works well. But no, so, there's amazing things in business class all around, but then you get to the best part. They basically come around to you and say, now, Mr. Collis, we've got about 40 choices you can pick from today. And here's the list. Have a think about what you would like and tell me when you would like your meal. Would you like it, after takeoff? Would you like it before we land? Like, what time would you like it? And because there's so much choice, you're kind of overwhelmed. You're like, I don't know when I'm going to be hungry. I don't really know. And they're like, we'll come back to you. It's fine. But there was 40 choices.
So, okay, so we're going to give a tick to service. We're giving a tick to, obviously, room.
Yes, tick to room.
Tick to food.
Tick to food.
Tick to drinks.
Tick to drinks.
Tick to sleep quality.
Double tick to sleep quality. When you get to have a double bed that I could share with Mark.
Amazing.
To go to sleep in your own pajamas. They give you pajamas.
That's fantastic. I hear they're moisturising. Is that correct? Moisturising pajamas?
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, they give you moisturiser and face spray and things like that, but it's an experience. And I have to say to everyone out there that's contemplating it, not willing to spend the money because, look, it's a bit too expensive, just save the money. Do it. Your trip will be enhanced by being able to sleep, relax, and enjoy surplus amounts of food and alcohol.
Well, we asked our listeners.
We did.
On our Instagram yesterday, we said, we want to hear from you. Have you ever flown business class?
Yes.
Right? We want to know where our listeners are standing on this. And so we had two options. We had, oh, yes, girl, is the only way to fly. And no way, I wish. Ain't nobody got the funds for that. And we clearly have some bougie listeners because 62% of our listeners or our followers said, oh, yes, girl, it's the only way to fly.
Hey.
So you're in good company, Aaron, on
Good
your
work.
business class travels.
Oh, yeah.
So we're back with your always favourite Tuesday tea time, and I just want to make mention, you probably would have noticed in the last segment that we are a brunette down. We sent her to bed. We told her, you know what, just go and take a little rest.
Yep.
Maybe join us later in the show if you're feeling up to it. But Deanna is here in spirit. Okay?
She is.
So, and she better be listening. So, we're sending love to her. We're hoping that she gets better in the next 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But that's why you can only hear two of us. Now, to start off this tea time, again, we always hate starting it on this note, but I feel like it needs to be mentioned.
Yep.
There's a couple, actually. God, this music doesn't help. We love the music, but I guess what we're about to talk about just it feels a little lost.
Sorry.
Okay,
No
we're
one
going to pull it
told me
together.
life was going to be this way.
Oh, God. Okay, we're going to pull it together.
Sorry.
We just want to take a moment because it has been a few weeks, obviously, since this tragic loss, but we weren't... Thank you, David. We weren't live on air when this happened, and we do want to take a moment, especially myself and Deanna. We are huge Friends fans. So just take a moment to recognise the one and only remarkable man, Matthew Perry, who we lost over the last couple of weeks. A tragic loss.
Yeah.
We were all devastated. I mean, Aaron, I know you're not a Friends fan, but really, really a sad loss to the entertainment industry.
Huge loss. I actually had a huge crush on Matthew Perry.
There you go. He's not the only one, though. Just last week, an Australian. We lost an Australian, Johnny Ruffo.
This felt really, really personal, I think, because everyone's been following, Johnny's journey for years now, and everyone's got such a heart for Johnny. And, whether you followed him on, was it X Factor? I think it was X Factor he was on.
Yeah.
His music career or his, home and away career. He just came across as the most charming, beautiful man.
Lovable guy, wasn't he?
Lovable man. And he's gone through such a hard journey, and he was only 35.
God, so young.
So young.
6-year battle with brain cancer, unfortunately. So we're starting our tea time with sending our love and support and
Yes.
everything to the families and friends of those that we have lost too soon. Way too many this year, unfortunately.
Horrible.
But we're going to bring it back in to the entertainment segment.
Yes.
Okay, Aaron.
Oh, here we go.
Here
This
we
is
go.
where the music's appropriate.
Here we go. Yes.
I love it.
Okay,
Yes.
Aaron. This one's one that you actually experienced firsthand. So Madonna is getting a little bit of flack for continuously running late to her on-stage concerts over the last few weeks, or really last few months, I think. But okay, tell us your experiences.
Try last few years. She's been coming. I reckon the last concert I saw her in 2016, she was about an hour late. So look, she's got a reputation for coming on late. And look, the ticket said 8:30 start, and she came on at about 10 o'clock.
Ooh.
And, and the thing that irritated me most was not because she was late, because I knew she was going to be late. The thing that irritated me most, she is known for either turning her air conditioners off or turning the heating up in the venue so it doesn't affect her voice.
Oh, so you're talking about in the entire stadium?
In the entire 18,000 seat stadium.
Does she have that power?
Apparently she does, because this is a kind of regular activity of hers. So I'm in the stadium. Luckily I'm wearing a tank top, but it was bloody boiling in there. And, and people, obviously when people get hot, they get very irritated. And you could tell the crowd were just getting really edgy. Like, come on, hurry up. This is ridiculous. But let me tell you, it was all absolutely worth it.
Was it though? I mean, I don't know.
You don't like her though.
No, look, I'm not a huge Madonna fan. Respect her work, respect all that she's done for the industry. I think that she's definitely paved a way, but I'm just not the hugest fan of her work. I still think she has great songs.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like it's a little disrespectful.
Oh, look, it's
not a Madonna thing. It's an any artist thing to run an hour and a half late to your show when you've got people that have paid, what, $400-$500 to be there?
Yeah.
Come on, the least you can do is be on time.
Be on time. Or at least, look, if you're 20 minutes late, that's one thing. But an hour and a half late, look, it's another story. And the thing that annoyed me most, just put it on the ticket. Say you're not going to start till 9:30.
Show starts at 8. Probably won't be there until 9:30.
Exactly. Or put it on your socials saying, sorry, running late, be on at 10.
Well, speaking of shows starting at 8, I mean, I don't know if the show does start at 8, but tomorrow night, ARIA Awards, the Australian ARIA Awards are live. Who even knew they were still on?
But I had no idea. And who televises it now?
Oh, I have no idea.
Is it still on like Channel 10 or whatever?
Clearly, we should have done our research.
Do you remember when Rove used to host it?
No.
Back 20 years ago, Rove used to host the ARIA Awards. And that's when they actually had some, credibility, I reckon.
Well, I actually had no idea that they were back, right? But they are, and they're on tomorrow night, which goes to show you how much they're advertised. Because for us not to know that the ARIAs are on tomorrow night, that's crazy. But I wanted to ask you, right, okay, because I'm looking at the nominees, just trying to get myself up on pop culture.
Yeah.
Looking at the nominees for Best Solo Artist this year, and I recognise maybe 2 of the names.
Okay.
Right, so I'm going to say them, Aaron, and I want you to place your bets the night before the ARIAs, Channel 9.
Channel 9 and Stan at 5 p.m. There we go. If anyone's listening and wants to tune in, Channel 9 at 7:30 and Stan at 5:30.
There you go. Okay, so Stan must be live.
Stan must be live. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you, and you're going to place your bets on who is going to win.
Okay.
Best Solo Artist of the Year tomorrow night, okay? We'll see if you got it right. Okay, first, Boujee.
Your budget galoot.
Did you know that was an artist?
What is it? Boujee?
Boujee?
Boujee. The Mitsubishi Boujee. Is that
okay,
what it
yep. It's close.
Okay.
Dan Sultan?
Yes, Dan Sultan.
Oh, you do?
Great artist.
Okay.
Yep.
Dom Dollar.
Dom Dollar. I love Dom Dollar. Jane out there who's listening in will love Dom Dollar too.
Okay, G Flip. I know G Flip.
Good flip.
Yep, G Flip.
Good flip.
Okay, this one, don't know. Genesis Owusu.
Genesis Owusu?
Yeah.
Sounds like a computer.
Could very well be. Okay. I guess we'll find out tomorrow night.
Don't know.
Jen Cloher.
I don't know her.
Okay. Meg Mac. I do know Meg Mac. Big Mac. The Kid Leroy. We all know the Kid Leroy.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Big Macs, Kid Leroy. There you go.
Troye Sivan.
Yes, we all know Troye Sivan. He's got my career, damn it. Damn you, Troye Sivan.
Devastated. Okay, last but not least.
Yep.
And this is going to be the one that you pick. I've got to assume.
John Farnham?
No.
Oh.
The one and only. Kylie Minogue.
Yes.
Are we placing our bets on Queen Kyles for Best Solo Artist tomorrow night?
Oh, Queen Kyles, yes. It has to be. Well, that's who I'm voting for. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go with Meg Mac.
Big Mac. Well, you heard it here first, listeners. The bets are placed. Kylie Minogue is going to take out Best Solo Artist on tomorrow night's Australian ARIA Awards. And that is it for our tea time this week. So we will be back shortly after this break. Okay, Aaron, have you ever had those life moments where you just have to self-reflect and go, how am I failing at adulthood?
Oh, all the time, every day.
Just like an adulthood fail. I don't even know if it's just an adulthood fail, but just a general life fail. And I had one of those moments last week where I had to sit there and go, Celeste, how do you life? Like, how does this work, right? I'll tell you what happened, okay?
Tell me.
Right, so my dear husband, Mr. Lascala, he is actually over in the US currently.
Yes.
Okay.
He's got on his own holiday.
He's on a work trip, but yes, having a bit of fun as well, because you can't not.
Yeah.
But he's over in the US at the moment, and he's been there for a week, okay?
Okay.
Having a fabulous time. Right. And I'm on my own. Now, I'm not the best person, Right? I know, David, right? Devastating. I'm not the best person to leave unsupervised, okay? But I thought, this is great. You know, he's going to be gone for a few weeks, and I'm going to really kind of figure out how to, independently live. Because I'm not going to lie, I went from my parents' house to being married. So I have never lived on my own, and I've never had to function on my own. With that being said, I feel like I'm very responsible. I don't want people to think I'm a child, right? But I guess I've always had someone there to, be like, pick up the slack. This is what we're not doing. This is where, you got to do these things.
You're lucky that way.
Right? Okay, so he's gone. First day, I get back from dropping him at the airport. I'm like, this is great. I'm going to be great. I'm going to have, so much opportunity for growth. And I'm just going to, at the end of it, be like, Celeste, you're so capable of, adulting, right? Okay, so fast forward 12 hours. I get up to go to the gym, as I usually do. 6:30 in the morning, I leave my house, go to the gym. That was another story. We'll come back to that one another time. Get home from the gym and open my back sliding door. And the first thing that I notice, I go, oh, God, what is that smell? That smells like gas.
Oh, no.
So I look to my stove, because my back door that I walk in is the back door into my open dining, living, kitchen area. And I look straight to my stove. And I can just see, just in the far distance, just the knob just slightly not where it's supposed to be. And I thought, oh, my God, I have been by myself for all of 12 hours and I have left the gas on in my entire house. And this was strong. God. Now, I cannot figure out, and maybe you could tell me, right? I cannot figure out if I had left it on from the night before or from the morning.
Oh, really?
Yes, because I leave the range hood light on, so I could have flicked it on when I turned it on at night, or I could have flicked it on when I turned it off in the morning. But I want to know, if the smell is all the way upstairs in my house, what are the chances that it was from the night before?
Oh, my God. It's lucky you're not a smoker.
Strong chances, right? So I freaked out. I thought, God, I can't turn anything on. I can't turn – can I even turn a PowerPoint on? I don't even know what's going to happen here. So, opened up all the doors and windows. Yeah. Didn't ask for anyone's advice. Figured it out on my own. Opened up all the doors and windows, let the air flow through. Yeah. And, I'm here. Right, but God, how do you fail at life that hard within 12 hours of being left on your own to leave my gas on?
It's weird, though, because I fail at life every single day.
Oh, I didn't want to say it, but I'm so glad that you did. Thank God we've addressed it.
Oh, look, it's a bit of an interfrenching here, isn't it?
An interfrenching. So don't leave me out on this ledge on my own, Aaron. Have you ever failed at adulthood?
I can one-up you.
Okay.
I can literally one-up you.
Love it. Tell me.
Okay, so this is pretty embarrassing. I reckon this would have been about 10 or 12 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So I was living
in your prime?
In my prime, in my heyday, in my 20s.
You would have been, what, 25 at the time?
About that, yeah, something like that. And I was already failing at life as an adult at that age. And so, so I'd gotten home. So I actually lived in an old warehouse. It used to be a warehouse and they converted it into an apartment kind of thing.
Oh, I've been to this place.
Yeah. You know this place.
Port Adelaide.
Port Adelaide. Good old Port Adelaide. So one day I got home from work and I'd had that much of a crap day. I was in a complete frazzle and I was like, I need a drink. And, I don't need an excuse to drink, but this day in particular, I was like, you know what? It's Friday. I need to get the BWS. I need to stock up on my booze. I need some wine. Let's go.
I'm more shocked that you didn't have any in your house.
Do you know what? And back in those were the days I was a bit, bit pov.
Right. That was before your bougie business class days.
Exactly. I couldn't afford bloody business class back there. But now it's like, our wine shelf is ridiculous. So I got home from work. I thought, okay, quick, I'll pop around the BWS. So I got in the car, I rushed around to the BWS, got my stock, came back. And I was that excited to go and pour a wine.
Oh, God.
That I don't know what I did. So two things. So my car key for some reason had come off from my house keys. So they were separate. So I had two keys on me. I had the car key and the house keys.
Yes.
So I was that excited to get in the house and have a drink. I opened the door, closed the door, went inside and didn't realise until the next morning when I came out to the car, one, I'd left my car key in the car, and two, I left it on overnight.
You left the car running?
I left the car on overnight.
Oh, my God. You were
And
that excited for a beverage.
I was that excited for a beverage, and I don't know how, like, you know when you have a brain fart. You just go, I have no idea how the hell that happened.
I don't know if I'm more shocked that you left the car on overnight or that it was still there in Port Adelaide the next morning.
Yes. Well, it was a pretty banged up old car. Like, we're talking a Toyota Karuna or whatever the hell it was.
Corona?
And we know how well Coronas go
Corona?
down. No, I think it was a Corona. Was there things called Corona? I don't know. Corona. Okay, I'm not going there.
Are you sure that the Corona wasn't the thing you took out of the car and took inside?
Yes. No, even in my heyday, it was Sauv Blanc, Dal.
Excuse me.
But no, but it was so embarrassing, especially because the next day when I went to go get in the car, my neighbour comes out. I was like, "Hey, Aaron, how you going?" I'm like, "Good. You know, just come out to look to see where my key's gone." I thought I dropped it on the pavement, like just on the way in, and then I went, "Oh my God, it's in the car." And then my battery was completely dead.
Oh my God. Oh my. Okay, did you leave the door keys in the front door?
No, thank God.
Okay.
No, it wasn't that messy, luckily. But it was one of those brain fart things. I again, and it's the same thing, not the same thing, but it's similar when you're going through, like, when you're driving home, and sometimes when you get home and you go, how did I get home?
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Oh, did I go through any red lights? Like, what happened? Because your brain goes on autopilot.
Here? Yeah, how did I make it here?
Oh, but look, we're both failing at adult life.
Okay,
so
well, at least I'm in good company.
Yeah.
It feels good not to be alone on that ledge.
Look, you've got your gas, I've got my flat battery.
Well, that's why we're best friends.
That's why we love each other. Hola. Welcome back. I wish I knew more Spanish.
I wish I had some spicy guacamole and corn chips on this spicy guacamole and corn chips Tuesday.
Oh, I could go that with some sangria.
Well, you've failed, haven't you? You've been gone for weeks and you come back without a bottle of sangria.
Well, yeah. Well, I will get to that later because I did bring you back something special.
Oh, look at you. Mm-hmm. That wasn't an adulting fail. That was a lovely friend
That was
move.
an adult win. But no, coming back from Barcelona. So it was my first time in Barcelona. Mark had been, I think, about 3 times already. He loves Barcelona. And it was my first time to Spain. And I have to say, oh my gosh.
Parlo español?
¿Qué?
We're on an Italian station.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't really work here, does it?
Know your audience.
Know your
Rule
audience.
number 1 of radio.
Yeah. But, I mean, the great thing in over there was I didn't really need to know much Spanish. They spoke a lot of English anyway. Yep. But no, Spain was absolutely beautiful. Mark and I didn't know where to look because everyone looked delectable. I have to
by
say,
everyone you mean the Barcelonian men.
The men. Oh my! Can I just say, there's something about European men. How is there something in the water? Is it the sangria? Is it the cava? Is it the sun?
It's the relaxed lifestyle where they just are all like, they're not aging, quickly. They're just all aging very gracefully and grandly.
That's a very good point. When I got back to Adelaide, I noticed everyone's rushing around. Mm-hmm. But over there, everyone's just very calm, very chill. They work in Spanish time.
Yep.
But over there, obviously, there's a lot of cultural difference. And in Spain in particular, I noticed that they have a very big artistic crowd over there.
Yep.
And I mean, you can tell, just by the graffiti on the walls, like the beautiful graffiti that people are painting, or, there's a lot of, in the La Ramblas, there's a lot of little workshops where people are painting portraits and pictures, and it's a very creative area.
Yeah, cultural,
very cultural. Mm-hmm. And you walk around La Ramblas at night. I was a bit worried because it's all these little like alleys. Okay. Alleys everywhere, and they're quite dark, obviously, because they're quite tall buildings, so you don't get a lot of light down them. And I said to Mark, I'm like, are we going to be okay walking around here? He goes, believe me, it's so safe down here. I actually would feel more nervous walking down Highley Street, to be honest.
I would get that though. I mean, that's a tough. That's a tough walk, Highley Street, on your own.
It's a tough walk even in the day because you can see it all. But I think the thing about the culture in Barcelona is I love the fact that they've got performers everywhere. Right, so the cool thing is you've got what they call, I think they're called statue performers. So they sit there or they stand there and just completely frozen. And, you try and do everything you can to get them to move and they don't move. The one we saw was dressed up as Forrest Gump.
Oh.
And he was sitting on a little bench. And I was like, that's not hard to do. You're sitting on a bench all day.
And he's getting paid for it.
Get a real job. But
tomorrow, Aaron's in Rundle Mall.
Yeah, sitting on a bench.
I can see that.
But the thing is, so what they don't tell you is we were sitting in a beautiful little, courtyard, and we were having lunch, and we thought we'd get some tapas as you do over there. So we were sitting there, and there were a few street performers, and we're like, this is great. You've got a guitarist, you've got a juggler, you've got, accordion player. It's fantastic. But the thing they don't tell you is they'll play to you and they'll really ramp up their performance. But then when they finish, they'll come up to you and expect you to give them a tip.
Okay, yep.
And so unbeknownst to us, we were thinking, okay, this is just a lovely performance, good work, awesome, thanks. So we were sitting and having lunch, and this, accordion player was playing his accordion. And I'm like, oh, that's beautiful music. He did a medley of on-hold music, which was great. And
medley of Telstra's on hold, backing track.
I was like, I'm getting memes. But so we're sitting there and he played a beautiful set, and then he came up and the first thing I said to him was, that was a fantastic performance. And then I realised after he asked for money, I went, oh, look, sorry, I don't have any change on me. Otherwise I'd give you change. This guy exploded.
Oh, you were in trouble.
I was in trouble. I got in trouble.
Oh, no.
And you know me, I fire back after a few sangrias.
Yeah. You were feeling fiery after the men and the sangrias.
I tell you. So this guy came up and I said, look, I don't have any change. Well, he goes, that's very presumptuous of you that I'd expect change from you.
Oh, he wants notes?
He wanted notes.
Oh.
And then not only
the nerve,
that. The audacity. He turned around to me and then started on a whole tirade about how the government are trying to control society because we're moving to a cashless society. And when he travelled around the world as part of some circus bloody act for 30 years, he carried €2,000 down the front of his pants for safekeeping, as you do. So my response to him was, well, that's fantastic. I hope you've got 2,000 down there now. And next time, buy yourself a bloody square and I might swipe.
Buy yourself a square.
And I might swipe.
Tap your card.
That's what I mean. If you do want to move into this modern day society, don't give anyone an excuse anymore to say, oh, I don't have any change on me, mate, or notes. Just let me swipe.
But I will say, though, Aaron, it is hard to travel around Europe with no cash on you because you even have to pay to go into some of the toilets.
I had to pay to go into the toilet at the bloody Barcelona port.
So that was
mall.
the problem. You didn't have any change on you because you'd given it to the loo.
Oh, that's exactly right. And here we are talking about loos again. And you know how much I love talking about loos, but I'm not allowed to.
Right. So you got in trouble in Barcelona for not paying the street performer.
And I think, you know what? The great thing about here in Adelaide is Rundle Mall. You walk down Rundle Mall, no one's accosting you. No one's giving you a lecture about the government trying to control you with a cashless society. You walk down, if you're interested in what they have to play or perform, you tip them. And it's a great kind of mutual respect there. But I think this is just a bit too far. Did you come across any when you were in Europe?
Look, yes, but I guess we were privy to them because we've done certain countries a few times now.
Yeah.
And so you kind of know what to expect from them. So, you know, for example, if you go to the Colosseum, you've got all of the people dressed up out the front of the Colosseum. If you take a picture of them, they want to be paid.
Oh, those, yeah.
They expect to be paid.
Sense,
so you kind of know.
Yeah.
But the street performers, no, that's not one I've ever experienced.
Yeah,
I guess, though, interesting question to pose to our listeners, is that fair? You know, if that's culturally the way they do things, if you're going to listen or, well, how do you not listen? Do you block your ears? Is that how you tell them, I don't want to give you any cash, I'm blocking my ears, so don't come to me?
Well, by the last day in Barcelona, Mark and I were just not paying attention at all, and we just ignored them.
Yeah, okay, so there's no eye contact.
There's no eye contact. I was like, nah. And then before he finished playing, one of them finished playing, I was like, let's get out of here.
Oh, there you go.
So, yeah, it's bizarre. And I think, if they gave a bit of a brief before the performance to say, look, guys, I'm going to perform. tip me after the end if you enjoyed it. If you don't, thanks, good night. But nothing.
Did you ask for a receipt?
For tax purposes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I claim this?
Can I claim it? I'm giving to charity here. No, he had 2,000 bloody euro in the front of his pants. He didn't need my money.
He was on business class next to you.
Exactly.
He was well taken care of. Welcome back. It is your all-time favourite segment, Shit Advice. We are here with a very interesting question to pose. I am a young adult in my early 20s, and it is a lot, honestly, being this age, because I feel like I need my life in order. Things like a job, a car/license, living on your own, and expected to get a degree right away. I've been getting pressure about a lot of stuff in my life, about how much I'm getting older and how I need the independence to live on my own and not always with my parents. It's overwhelming and so much to do. So I need some life advice. Am I the only one that finds this out of touch and 20 is too hard? Aaron?
Oh, God. Really? Really?
What advice do we have for this 20-year-old?
My advice is get your head out of your ass. That's what I have to say. I mean, really, like, at 20, who's putting these expectations? The only person putting these expectations on yourself is yourself. Just remember, as a 20-year-old, you're still a spring chicken. I'd do anything to be 20 again.
Like, right, because I agree, right? But with that being said, I do think that the younger generation does get a certain level of pressure put on them. But I think that the younger generation, and I say this with all due respect, I also think that the younger generation are a little precious.
Oh, just a little, you think?
Right? We have a few snowflakes in our midst.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay? Because part of growing up is going through some challenges and doing some things that aren't comfortable.
That's right.
Aren't easy. Mm-hmm. And achieving things. And things like getting a job and a car and a license are just general life things. I did that at 16.
Did I? I did. I got a job at 13.
Right?
Like, how does this person not have a job and a car yet? He must be gay, because I know a lot of gay men out there at 20 that don't have a job or a car.
I know a lot of gay men at 37 that don't have a car. Right, but no. I know another man that's 59 that doesn't have a car. Thumbs up, David Heath. That one's for you.
Or a license.
Right? Yeah. So, okay, I get it.
Okay.
Some things at the age of 20, like, okay, expected to buy a house. At 20, that's very, very, very difficult, right?
Yeah.
I am with you on that.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a job or a car or a license at the age of 20, you need to self-reflect, because if I thought that I was failing adulting, you are failing harder. Aaron?
I concur with that. Absolutely. Like, if you've not even had just, experience in a part-time job as yet, or if you have not even gone for your driver's license at all, you need to absolutely self-reflect. And do you know what? I reckon this little millennial, this 20-year-old millennial, he's probably waiting for the perfect job. Like these millennials, they'll go, oh, I don't want to have a job until, like, I'm earning, like, at least, like, $80,000 a year.
Oh.
And, I'm on a top level, I'm on a top salary, I'm living like my favourite Kardashian. And you go, you need to climb to the top, mate. Get your head out of your ass, get a job. Macca's is hiring.
Get out of the TikTok.
Get out of your TikToks.
And get on Seek.
Stop ticking and talking.
And get on.
And get clocking.
Get clocking.
That's
in
all
and
I have
out.
to say. In and out.
With your clocking and out card at your job.
We sound so old.
Oh, I know.
I love it. But
God, we do.
This, look, life is challenging. At 20, you do think life is a challenge, but life is a party at 20. Change that mindset around. At 20 years old, enjoy yourself. Go out partying. Go get your drink on. Live your life.
Well, that's a beautiful segue into our last segment, which we are going to bring back in, our dear Brunette, who has been getting some rest because she is not well. She's joining us from the Gold Coast. The poor little sick little thing. Deanna, are you there?
I'm here. I'm almost alive. I'm here.
She's holding on. She's holding on by a thread.
I'm holding on by a thread.
Well, you know what? We're going to lead out of tonight's show with some Tuesday takeaways. It's been a little while since we've done a good Tuesday takeaway, but I feel like that shit advice question just gave us some fuel to our fire.
Lots of fuel
for some good Tuesday takeaways. So, Deanna, do you want to bless us with your Tuesday takeaway?
Firstly, I want to say good show, guys. I feel like potentially I might lose my job after this because you did so well without me.
Look, I'm not going to lie. It wasn't hard.
Pass the audition.
Honestly, I think I thought about this all show while I was listening to you guys, but I think this last shit advice just really changed everything for me. And I think my Tuesday takeaway is don't complain to you guys about my first world problems because you'll just grill the hell out of me.
That's accurate.
That's very true. Very true.
Don't complain to us about your first world problems.
If I'm feeling overwhelmed by life, if there's too much happening, don't tell Celeste and Aaron. They'll just tell you what a shit job you're doing.
Exactly. Well, shit advice. It's in the name.
Yeah, there you go.
What else do you want from us?
That's my Tuesday takeaway. What about your Celeste?
Okay, well, mine has to be a life lesson that I learned this week, which is always check that you haven't left your gas on.
Yeah.
Simple, but super important when it comes to actually surviving.
Yeah. Don't gas out your house.
Don't gas your house out.
Unless it's with your own natural gas.
Yeah, which is Aaron's place. Aaron, you going to finish us off?
Yeah, I'll take it home. Look, my takeaway this week is save your money, invest in business class. It's the only way to fly. And if you don't, you're a bloody idiot.
I have to ask, how do you save your money and invest in business class? Because that to me sounds like save your money, as in don't spend it, invest in business class.
Yeah, so save your money to invest in business class.
Oh, to invest in business class. Okay.
Yes. I didn't realise we had the grammar police here tonight.
We have the everything police here, apparently.
We've got the shit doctor and the grammar police.
Shit doctor and the grammar police, yes. All of the public servants.
All of the help we needed.
Oh, well, thank you very much for your Tuesday Takeaways team.
If you have been listening live and you want to catch us on the podcast, head to all your major podcasting platforms, search for Two Brunettes and a Gay, and of course we upload our show every single week. And if you've been listening to us on the podcast and you want to listen live, you can download the Radio Italia Uno Adelaide app, available on your app stores, on Android, on iPhone, all the rest of it. And, of course, if you want to follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook. And, Celeste, we have an announcement this week, don't we?
We are officially on TikTok, Two Brunettes TikTok.
Oh, hang on. Why am I wooing? I don't like TikTok.
Oh, well, you're going to like it when it sends us famous.
Yeah. Sends us famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Send us famous.
It's our ticket.
Send us famous.
Ticket to the big time.
So we are on there and all of our other channels as Two Brunettes and a Gay.
Beautiful. Now, thank you, Deanna, for joining in and hanging in by a thread. Please go to bed. Look after yourself.
Go look after yourself.
Totally going to bed after this.
I definitely think it's time.
Rest up. Now, have a fabulous week, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Ciao, Adelaide.
It's your favourite trio, Two Brunettes and a Gay, here to remind you to join us every Tuesday at 5 p.m. for your drive home.
Expect the best beats, sassiest segments, and plenty of piping hot tea from the weekly rumour mill. And let's be honest, we know us Italians love a good gossip.
So tune in at 5 p.m. every Tuesday right here on your number one station, Radio Italia Uno, 87.6 FM.
Hi, Jeremy Cordeaux in the Court of Public Opinion. I'm just on air here to let you know that we'll be live streaming the Court of Public Opinion every Friday between 9 o'clock and 12 on jeremycordeaux.com. Please join us. We'd love to have you.